Hi guys, welcome back to our course on Numpy. Today we are gonna cover array slicing. So let's get started. So first of all, what is array slicing? Slicing means taking elements from one given index to another index. Here, instead of passing an array index, we pass a slice. So the syntax is that we pass a starting element and an ending element that is denoted by start and end respectively. We can also define the number of steps we want to take while slicing. So we can pass either two parameters, start and end, or we can pass three parameters that are start, end, and the step. So now the question arises, what if I ignore or don't pass these three parameters? If we don't pass start, it is taken as 0. If we don't pass end, it is taken as the length of array in that dimension. And if we don't pass step, it is taken 1 by default. Now, we can also slice the array using negative indexes. So this is a brief introduction to array slicing. Now let's move on to the coding part. So guys, let me just import numpy as np and hit enter. Now I'm gonna write array name or arr is equal to np.array, and now I'm gonna pass a python list to it. Let it be 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 5 and hit enter. Now let's slice elements from index 1 to index 5. Sorry, here we have indexes from 0 to 4. That is size minus 1. So if I pass so we are gonna slice elements from index 1 to index 4, and I'm gonna write print array name arr, and I'm gonna give start as 1 and end as 4, that is the last index, and I'm gonna press enter. So it displayed 2, 3 and 4. So there's a very important observation to make here. So what is that observation? We can observe that it has included the value or the element at index 1, but it has not included the element at index 4. So it's not gonna include the value at index 4. So indexing will always neglect the element which is present at end or the parameter that is given. So in general, when we write array start colon n, it will ignore the element at the ending index, and it's gonna include the element at the start index. So please keep this in mind, because in questions related to output we can make this kind of silly mistake. So it's good to be careful. So start will be included in the result while end won't be included in the result. Now let's see what happens when we don't pass start. So I'm gonna write print arr. So array has been printed. Now I'm gonna give it a slice. So I'm gonna print arr. I'm not gonna pass start this time. So start is empty, and I'm gonna give int as the third index. So it should print 1, 2, and 3. As you can see, the result is 1, 2, and 3. Now, let's see what happens when we don't pass end. So let me just write print array name or arr, and I'm gonna pass start as 2, and I'm not gonna pass any end. Let me just hit enter. So at second index the value is 3, and since we have not passed an end, it will take the size of array in that dimension, that is 5, as end. So it's gonna print 3, 4, and 5 minus 1, the value at fourth index. So it print 3, 4, and 5. So here in above examples, we did not pass the step size. So by default, it is taken as 1, as we already discussed. Now let's do or let's pass step size. I'm gonna create a new array, that is arr1 is equal to np.array, and I'm gonna pass a list of a bigger size. The current list was short in size, so if I increase the step size, there will be less elements. So to exhibit or to display the method of slicing using step size, I have created a new array and I've printed the existing array as well as the newly created array. Now let's pass step size and do the slicing. So for the first array, I'm gonna give the start as 0, and I'm gonna give end as 4, and let the step size be equal to 2. So the value at 0th index is 1 and at 4th index is 5. So it should print the elements 1 and 3. Sorry, there was a mistake in the syntax. So it shows the invalid index, or sorry, invalid syntax. So let me just rectify it and do it again. So this time I'm gonna write print arr and print arr1 again, and let me just write the command again. So I'm gonna write arr 0, 4, and 2. So the result is 1 and 3. Now let's do it for the second array. So the start was 0 and the end was 8. So it displayed 1, 3, 5, and 7 as theoretically expected. Now we have an observation to make here. If we observe carefully, the commands that we have written have returned every other element from index 0 to 4, from the index 0 to 4 for the first array, and every other element from index 0 to 8 in the second array. So now let's move on and print every other element in the whole array. So let's see how to return or print every other element in the whole array or entire array. So I'm gonna write print array name. I'm not gonna pass the start or end. I'm just gonna pass step size, that is 2. I'm gonna close the bracket and hit enter. So it has returned every other element in entire array. Now similarly, return every other element in the second array. So it shows 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. So we have returned every other element in the array. Now let's slice a 2D array. So I'm gonna write arr2 equal to np.array, and I'm gonna pass two 1D arrays as its elements. Let them be 1, 2, 3, 4, and the other 1D array will be 1, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Sorry, there's mistake in parenthesis, so let me just do it again. I've created a 2D array. Now let me print it. So I've printed the array. Now I'm gonna slice. So I'm gonna slice element or elements from index 1 to index 4, and of course the index 4 will not be included, and in second row. So I'm gonna write print arr or array name, and I'm gonna give, please be careful here, we have to pass the first row, and instead of column value we are gonna pass the slice. So please be careful. So I've passed, sorry, there was a mistake, let me just correct it and hit enter. Sorry, the array name was written incorrectly, so let me just change it to arr2. So it has given us the corresponding values that are 6 and 7. Now similarly, we can pass the row value as a slice and give some column value, or we can do both, pass the row value as a slice or the column value as a slice. So similarly, we can slice a 3D array, and in general, we can slice an n-dimensional array. So there's an assignment for you. Create and slice a 3D array. Now, some of you must be wondering that can we slice an array using negative indexes or with negative indexes? The answer is we can do it for sure. So surely we can. So I'm just gonna print the existing array, and now I'm gonna slice it using negative indexes. So first of all, we need the values of the indexes to slice. So let's slice from index -3 to index -1. So let me just write the command, that is print arr -3, -1. Sorry, I need to pass the slice instead of these values. So this kind of mistake is very common. Please be careful because you have to pass the slice and not the index. So I have passed a slice and it has shown me the result 8 and 9. So in today's lecture, we covered about array slicing, slicing 1D array, slicing 2D array, and I have given you an assignment. And we also covered array slicing using negative indexes. That's all for today. This video is brought to you by Programming Knowledge. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the bell button for updates. And stay tuned with us for more lectures on this series. Thank you and bye.